Woke up at 5 a.m., put on my camouflage, wiped off my 243 and fired up my Dodge. Headed out to my old deer stand back in the pines. Gonna get me a 10-point buck with 11-inch tines, yeah. Settled in, hiding from the wind, waiting on the sun. You might end up being my supper if you get in the way of my gun. It's so still I can hear the train from 10 miles away. If I'm here 8 hours from now, it'll be okay, yeah. 'Cause I'm a backwoods boy, grew up on a dirt road. I'm a backwoods boy with no better place to go. Waiting on a deer, wishing on a star. I'll always be true to my heart. 'Cause I'm a backwoods boy. I'm a backwoods boy.
Welcome to EC Outdoors. I'm your host Ryan Laughlin, and today we got an extra special show lined up for you.
I'm here with my my typical knucklehead, Adam Ganske, and we got a special guest on. Why don't you introduce yourself?
I'm Ryan Robarge, pro staffer for EC Outdoors, and glad to be on the show tonight.
Oh, it's great to have you. We've had a couple of shows. I think we've had you in some turkey hunting. What else have we featured you in?
Quite a few turkey hunts.
We had a bear hunt.
The bear hunt.
The bear hunt, yeah, that was a special one last fall, and just different outdoor adventures that I've taped throughout the years.
Very cool. And now we want to say the reason we have you on the show is, and the reason why this show is an extra special show, is because we're highlighting the Ganske and Ryan Robarge's grandfather, and we're going to be talking about him and his last hunts because he died 3 years ago.
I believe it was 3 years ago. Yeah.
3 years ago to ALS. So we'll talk a little bit about that, and we'll get to the hunts in a little bit. But first of all, Adam, tell me, what are we going to see today?
Well, we just wanted to have a show to honor the memory of a man who really loved his family and really loved the outdoors. Nobody could match his passion that I've ever hunted with or fished with. It didn't matter if it was a huge buck or a spike. He was going to have a party after we got it. You know, it's just one of those things where he just loved the outdoors. So what we have today is we have his last 3 hunts of his life. Fortunately, Ryan and I were able to be with him on all those, and my brother was able to be on him with one of them. And we're going to show you all 3 of those hunts today.
And one of the reasons we're highlighting grandfathers because so much of fishing and hunting it's a family thing.
Yeah.
You guys are cousins. I've learned from my grandpa and cousins.
Well, we went on the Gulf Coast. The Gulf Coast thing.
Exactly. My grandpa took me out there. The pheasant one. I had all the Laughlins together there. So hunting and fishing and the outdoors really is it's a very family oriented sport.
And that's what it's about.
Oh, absolutely. Getting out, having fun, and being with the people you love. And so it's really cool, and we got a really great show lined up for you about the Ganske and Robarge's grandfather here. What's the first clip we're going to be seeing?
The first clip, actually, Ryan is with him on this one.
So maybe you should tell me, what are we going to see here?
The first clip you'll see will be my grandfather, Jerry, and your brother, Jeremiah. We stalked some turkeys. Grandpa wasn't in the best of shape. He couldn't walk very well, and we kept chasing these turkeys, and finally we got close enough for him to get a shot at it. So it's a pretty exciting hunt.
Cool. Well, let's take a look at the clip, and when we come back, we'll talk a little bit more about the ailment he had.
This hunt here couldn't have started out any more wrong for these guys. They spotted these birds from the road, ran in, thought they had good position on them, but the birds actually had them pinned down. But I think their biggest problem is the fact that my brother
They're coming to the left.
is wearing
Get that one.
weird camel. I don't know where he got it, from the 70s.
Don't worry about that one. There's another
And
one.
his white socks are
on the
showing.
other side.
No wonder the birds wouldn't come any closer.
Hurry up. Shoot him. Shoot him. Shoot, Grandpa, to the left of the sticks. To the left of the tree. Shoot him. Shoot that gun. Shoot. Put it there. They beat up behind. You shot the big one too. There was a bar we had. They came from behind. We couldn't do it. I see it. Do them. Grandpa, they were right.
I never figured to shoot that.
That was a big one too. They're there. But see those? No, he couldn't shoot through there. I could see him where I was.
Get out there and touch him. You gotta take that shot 50 yards. It'll touch him.
I never figured reach.
It was kind of a. We couldn't do anything there, right?
I bet it wouldn't reach him.
That one was sitting right here, Grandpa. They're both sitting right here.
I see him, but
You couldn't shoot. Yeah.
That gun will blow through anything.
I can just see a little bit.
Take your mask off and get down there by him.
I did her.
How far shot was it?
50 paces. I would bet he never would have died, but he knocked him over.
Good hunt. Pretty one. It's nice and brown. And
There's two of them.
mine said there's 3.
3?
One went back across the swamp.
Oh, I didn't see that. Yeah, we do her, boys.
There's the boys.
We're back on the old roadway to get the pickup.
50-yard shot, wasn't it?
50 paces. I stepped off 50 paces. When I said shoot, I wasn't even going to shoot. And I shot and it knocked him cold.
Knocked him out.
Unbelievable.
It was a good hunt.
Pretty cool. So, your grandpa had ALS, also known as Lou Gehrig's disease.
Yep.
And you said before the break that this was one of the first hunts that you noticed he was being held back a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, we stalked the birds for quite a while, and he was just really tough getting around. And it just was really a special hunt because, like I said, we did notice his disease kind of kicking in a little bit more. And Jeremiah, my cousin, was with, and Grandpa was with, so it was just a real memorable hunt.
So let's talk about Lou Gehrig's disease. What are the side effects, and is it treatable? Do you live with it? Is it terminal? Like what is this disease?
Well, it's a little different for everybody. With my grandpa, we noticed it in his speech first. All of a sudden, his words started to become slurred or just kind of mumbled almost.
Yeah.
And then eventually, what had happened was it just attacked all his muscles, starting with his legs and then his upper body. And before he knew it, he was just laying in bed.
And as far as I know, there isn't really a whole lot you can do for it medically. It just kind of takes its route with different people, and it's just a degeneration of muscles, actually.
Mm-hmm. And the one thing to note too is when he first got diagnosed with it, they said that he wouldn't live for more than a year, and he lived for 5 years. So it's pretty impressive.
But it was in the end Lou Gehrig's disease that ended his life, correct?
Yeah.
And so it's a terminal disease. There isn't much known about it as far as treatments or whatever. As far as my understanding is of the disease, that's kind of mysterious. But he sounds like he lived a good 5 years with it, though.
Yeah, he it didn't stop him from doing all the things he loved. There were a lot of times where he could have just quit doing what he wanted to do and going out hunting and fishing, but he still gave it a go. I can remember one time toward the end when it was getting really bad, he still wanted to go fishing. And so my dad got him in his walker and helped him get down the shore on the lake we live on. And I can still remember my dad had his back to him fly fishing, and all of a sudden he heard a splash and turned around, my grandpa fell. And at first, my dad was worried because obviously my grandpa's muscles were deteriorating and he thought he might drown, but my grandpa was laughing because he just realized, hey, this is part of my life now, and I'm just loving being out there with my son. So.
Well, they say there's 2 types of people. You're either getting busy living or getting busy dying, and it sounds like your grandpa was the first one there, getting busy living.
Right.
So what's this next clip that we're going to see?
Well, next one is Ryan again.
Yeah, it's actually my dad and my grandpa Ganske. We had a bird come in, and from what I remember, it came in kind of between them, and I guess you'll have to watch the rest to see what plays out.
Well, send it to the clip and see it right afterwards.
Good job, guys. It's a double. Good job. We're lucky we got him. Grandpa. I don't know who hit him, one of the two. Gee. I didn't know if, did you have your gun up on him or no?
Well, I was trying to get my gun up. Well, I didn't want to.
Yeah, I thought.
I got my gun up. I got a good beat on it. I'll give you time.
There they are. They had to shoot a double. We heard them gobbling and they didn't come out. They didn't come out, and I was about ready to get out of here. There's a hen in the field, and both shots, both things are broke. The 180 take your mask off, Grandpa, so we can see ya. So I walked out because we were gonna leave. I was gonna scare that hen, and there that Jake, the Tom, was about 40 yards up there. And I farted. I thought he was gonna scurry, start putting. So I took that Jake gobble out and just started calling. He come right over that hill, right to that old Tom. I don't know if there was a couple gobbling, but both wings. Good job.
That was awesome. Ryan, tell me a little bit more about that hunt.
Well, like I said, there were some birds out in the field, and we kind of scared some of them. And then this Jake ended up coming back in between them, and as you see in the slow motion shot there, they actually both got a shot. So it was nice that Grandpa and Dad were both kind of partners on shooting the bird. And
so it's important, at least in the Laughlin family, who actually got him.
Well, I give it to Grandpa. But otherwise, it was a great hunt, and it's just one that I'll never forget. Because as you could hear my Grandpa's voice, his ALS was getting a little worse. And
how far into his? You said you lived with it for 5 years. How long into it is this clip? Do you remember?
It's approximately between year 2 and 3.
Okay.
Yep.
Very cool. You said you have a story that you wanted to share. We wanted to. Or no, did you have a story? Because we heard about falling in the water from Ganske here. Do you have a story you want to share?
What I'd like to share is, I remember when I was real little, Grandpa would take me driving around in his truck hunting. He was the first one to shoot a shotgun with him. I shot a 12-gauge shotgun with him when I was real small and got a bruise on my shoulder. And just thankful to have him in my life, because my dad was kind of a fisherman, but Grandpa kind of taught me the ropes around hunting. And I guess there's not one story in particular, but I remember him when I was real young all the way to these turkey hunts that we're able to share now. So it's good to have him part of our family and show us kind of the ropes on what to do.
Yep. So. There's always somebody there too to know whether, like I said before, whether you got something small or big. He was always having a party. Hey, let's call up everybody. Let's have a party.
Yeah.
You said he gave you a 12 gauge when you were real young. I was thinking, you're lucky it wasn't my grandpa. My grandpa would have gave you a 10 gauge.
Oh.
Just blowing you away. What's this last clip we're going to see?
Now this last one, this is the last hunt that he went on as far as turkey hunting in his life. And what happened was, my dad took him the day before, and they had called him these 4 big toms, and they got him within like 20 yards, but my grandpa had missed. And my grandpa was way down in the dumps, and my dad couldn't go the next day for some reason. So I called him up that night and I said, hey, I'll pick you up in the morning and we'll head out to a spot. I haven't looked for birds, but we'll see if they're there.
So talk about, because now this is pretty far into, because you said this is his last turkey hunt, so
Yep.
he has to be pretty far into his disease. Talk about what sort of side effects he was dealing with at the time and how challenging it was to go out in the field and to stay active and to be doing this at this point.
Yeah, and that's what it was, because at this point he was just before being wheelchair bound, where his legs didn't work at all anymore, and he was having a hard time gripping a shotgun. So what we actually had to do was, when I picked him up, we actually had to drive the truck. Usually we'd park it quite a ways away from where we would set up.
Because you don't want to spook the birds or whatever.
Right, you kick them out of the trees in the morning. And so what happened was, I actually had to risk it and drive almost all the way there. And but it was just something I had to do, and I knew that if we didn't get anything, he still would have appreciated me taking him out. And so once we got there, he actually took an old garden hoe for his cane, and he hoed himself across the field. And he got to this spot and set up, and you'll see the rest on the tape.
All right, let's take a look. We'll see you after the break.
My dad had taken my grandpa the day before, and he called in 4 big toms for him. But unfortunately, he wasn't able to connect. He was feeling pretty down in the dumps, and my dad wasn't able to go the next day because he was having some back problems. So I told him, we'll go in the morning, we'll go blind into a spot, and we'll just see what's there. So he picked me up, we headed over to the spot, not knowing what was in there. And when first light came, there were turkeys coming out of the woodwork.
Just move your eyes, Grandpa.
Wasn't much wind on this morning, and that had a lot to do with the birds only coming and hanging up at about 80 yards. Now when we did get a little bit of wind and it turned the decoy, only the jakes saw it, so they were on their way. Now a lot of hunters would wait and try and coax those big boys in, but there was no way I was holding my grandpa back from pulling the trigger on his last bird.
Good job, Grandpa. Hey, good job. Yeah. Did we get him? Yeah.
There are no words that can express the feeling that I had after this hunt, knowing that it would be my grandfather's last. And that it would be the last time I got to go into the outdoors and see his passion for it.
I couldn't do much else. All I can do is call.
My grandfather was never concerned with how big the buck was, or how big of a tom he got, or how long of a fish he could catch. But he was more worried about having fun and enjoying the outdoors with his family and friends. And no one enjoyed the outdoors and his family more than my grandpa, Jerry Ganske.
That was a pretty cool hunt. And you said in it that you knew it was going to be his last hunt. Did you know at the time?
Yeah, you know, you could just tell from the ailment progressing through the years. Like you could see in Ryan's 2 videos how his speech, and then eventually, like Ryan said, his walking just got worse and worse.
Yeah.
And then in this one, like I said, we had to drive almost right to the spot. And we were fortunate to get those birds. So it was just one of those things where you just kind of knew.
One thing that I'd like to point out, just from what I noticed, because obviously I didn't have the pleasure of meeting Jerry Ganske, but that he went out there even in like such deteriorating health, makes me want to say, because I told you my dad and my little brother were going to go out for his first turkey I think it was last weekend. It was really cold, so we didn't want to take him out for his first turkey. It was really cold. Well, suck it up. If it's really cold, still get out there, because we got guys going out there and he can barely walk. Like that's unbelievable to me. So that's he sounds like a tough dude, along with being a great outdoorsman and grandpa.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I just think his passion for the outdoors is what I remember the most. And as long as you have that, I guess. You can do what you want.
Absolutely. You said this was the last of the turkey hunts. Did he do any other type of hunting?
Yeah.
Because you said he was more of the hunterman. What else did he hunt?
Yeah, he liked to hunt white-tailed deer, grouse. I remember a time we went grouse hunting, and we were walking through the woods, and he shot, and he yelled, I got one! And so I went over to see, and here he had shot a stump. And so that's just some of the memories you have of him. And he'd laugh, and we laughed about it. It was a good time. But yeah, he hunted grouse, pheasants. I think Grandma used to call him ringneck.
Ringneck.
Yeah, because he used to go out to South Dakota and out west pheasant hunting quite a bit. So
do you remember where in South Dakota?
I don't know right offhand.
Okay.
But do you have any more?
Well, yeah, I was just gonna say just some more funny memories from when his ailment was so bad. So
and you said you had something about Grandma too.
Yeah, Grandma. I was gonna get to that, but just to lighten them, up his disease and all. He when I got to the point where he couldn't walk to the stands, he had to go in his power wheelchair to get there. He would have my grandma go out and bait his stands for him, or to go check the stands.
Oh wow!
And if they didn't do it right, when he did get there to hunt, if they didn't do it right, he'd yell at them. And so it was just kind of one of those funny things. And at the time, he couldn't talk, so he kind of just like that. And they know that they did something wrong.
Wow, that's pretty cool. And we also have stories like these and pictures and videos like these. We would love to have our viewers share with us. We have a Facebook page. I think we'll bring it up and show it to you. But Ganske's running the Facebook page, and we would love to have stories, pictures, videos.
Pretty much anything just from the outdoors, your outdoor activities. If you just send them to us, we'd love to just throw it up on our page and show off what you've been doing.
Or maybe bring you on as a special guest here, like Ryan Robarge did today.
But no, it's really, we want to be interactive with our audience, entertain and inform, and we hope that you guys enjoy everything we've done this year, because we've only got one episode left, I think.
One, maybe two, but that's it for this. That'll be it for this season at EC Outdoors. We'll definitely be back in the fall. We're going to get out fishing a lot. We're going to be bringing you a bunch of footage there. You got anything planned this summer?
Yeah, I do a lot of muskie fishing, just on the water for everything. So smallmouth, fly fishing, so I hope to get some footage that way. And I guess one thing I'd like to say too about the whole show is it's nothing set up. It's just a bunch of guys out in the outdoors just enjoying things. And just for me, looking at the Facebook page, it's really neat to see some of the things that are on there and just relate to other hunters and fishermen and outdoorsmen. So at least I think we have a vision that we want it to be a community of in the Eau Claire area, or I'm from the cities, so that people can talk and share their stories, hunting, fishing, whatever, and it could be a kind of a communal place for all of that.
Yeah, I agree. I think that it doesn't even have to just be the Eau Claire area. Like you said, you're from the cities, and like Hunter Cameron, he does a lot of his stuff down in southern Wisconsin.
My grandpa that we went to see is down in Naples, and he's been bugging me about seeing the show.
So I think the bigger idea is just that we have this group of outdoorsmen who don't claim to be pro hunters, who don't tell you how to do stuff, but just go out and do their things their own way and just show how they enjoy the outdoors.
Absolutely. And let's see, we also have a Twitter page that you guys can follow. We give you updates on what we're up to in the hunting and fishing and some other news that's going on.
And if you happen to miss a show, you can either catch it on Facebook or on YouTube.
And absolutely. With YouTube, we have all the shows there, and we'd love to see you guys watch it, comment, whatever. The interactivity is, I think, what we're really shooting for.
Yep, for sure.
To close the show, we have a little tribute to the late Jerry Ganske. I put together a little package of some clips from today's show and some pictures of the past. We hope you guys enjoyed watching EC Outdoors. I'm your host, Ryan Laughlin.
I'm Adam Ganske.
And special guest,
Ryan Robarge.
Thanks for having me on the show.
Oh, it was a pleasure. We'll have you anytime.
We hope to see you in the outdoors.
You stood on that bank when I got baptized. Gave me a 30-30 when I turned 9. At 16 you caught me drinking out in the barn. I could hear you cheering when we won state, and you held my hand at Grandma's grave. And I'll always be thankful you never sold the farm. Grandpa, you stood so tall, Jude, that red man wore overalls. You were the same man on Sunday morning as Saturday night. 5'6" to the top of your hat, but when you talked about the war, thought you were Superman. American born simple man with a southern drawl. You walk the walk, you talk the talk, Grandpa. You still swear Roosevelt was the best, that a homegrown tomato tastes better than the rest.
Better keep your tip-ups ready.
Yeah.